everyone, I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Hot Off the Press. I will be using Beetles Gel Polish. This is their jelly set, and right now what you're looking at is 3 coats of the purple jelly color. I did not intend for this entire set to be fully purple, but all of the bling that I was using just gave off purple vibes, and so I just went for it. You can see I'm applying a very generous amount of rhinestone glue because these gems are really big and I wanted to make sure that they're very secure. You can always go back in as well after you apply them and you get them where you want them placed and cure them or flash cure them. You can always go in and add more rhinestone gel in between them, but I didn't want to cover any of them up and I didn't want to take the shine away from them. I finally found a placement. It took me 4 days, 4 days to record this set. I would find something that I want to do or think of something that I like, and then I would record that part, and then I couldn't think of what I wanted to do for the rest. So for the rest, you will see that I did use foil, and it took me a while to get these gems in place for both hands exactly how I wanted them, but I always do one finger or one side. When I do things like this, I do the design on one finger and then what it would look like on the other hand if I were to be wearing these press-ons. And then I went in with my nail matrix jelly bling. So I really love these stones. They're like an iridescent jelly color, so I went in with the light purple, and originally I was only going to go about halfway down the nail and stop where the big bling ends, but I ended up actually going all the way around the nail. So I do speed this part up and you'll see what it looks like, and how I did the full nail the second time because I got that nail better in camera or in frame. So I also apologize for any background noise if you can hear my furnace just kicked on, so it is pretty loud. Gosh, I hate this house, to be honest, but it is what it is, and I'm where I'm at because that's where I have to be right now. But anyway, so I also so yeah, this is what everything is looking like once it's all complete. They turned out really beautiful, and I love both of these nails. Now I'm going in with the Beatles Grapevine collection. This collection is very gorgeous, and purple is my favorite color if you haven't already noticed that. So I had to have this set when I saw it. You can see the consistency of Beetles Gel Polish is very creamy. It's very lovely. It's very easy to apply. So I really like this lilac. It's like a light mauve purple color. It's just really pretty as a background or an accent, and I thought it matched like those jelly stones and everything that I'm about to do with this set. So I did go in with this color from that set, and it's very beautiful. So here I'm just trying to show you like how easy it is to apply and the consistency and things like that, and then I'm also going to go in and show you what a second coat looks like. I always apply 2 coats of gel polish. I cure the first coat since it's really thin for 30 seconds, and then I cure my second coat for 60 seconds. So I did go in and I went ahead and I used my nail matrix top coat for on top of all of the nails because I did this over a span of a few days, and I also wanted to try a few things like this nail foil gel that I got with a foil set, and I did not like it. You can see that as I peel this off that it just left spots everywhere, no matter how much I pressed or even no matter how extra I went back in and tried to, push the color on. So I did end up switching to my Sxc Foil Glue, and I really love that stuff lately. Like, that's been my favorite. I used to really like Burano, but there are times where it gets really sticky and the tape just, or the foil just won't stick to it. I'm not a big fan of that, but so I moved on to my Sxc Foil Glue, and I really like this stuff. And I have tried Macarts, but not a big fan of them either. And they're foil glue anyway. They're polygel, awesome. Foil glue, no. But so one thing I learned about this chrome foil is that you don't want to use your nail to scrape it, otherwise it takes off the luster or the shine from the chrome foil. But here's what everything is looking like after I did 2 coats of foil. Really pretty. Don't mind that second finger or the index finger. I don't keep that one that you can see in the upper left hand corner. I did not like that design, but I also wanted to use striping tape, so I used a lot of mediums in this set today just to kind of see what everything would look like, and just kind of really playing around with everything that I've been wanting to use for a while, and it just turned out super cute. So after I go in with the silver, I just accent it with the purple, so the silver is a little bit more thick, and it also like gives that definition or defines that line of the foil. And then after everything is applied, including the second layer of the foil and the striping tape, then I go in and I put a layer of my nail matrix top coat on, and I do a full cure for 60 seconds just to secure all of that in. You also want to make sure that you make your top coat thick enough to the point where it's not extremely thick that it's going to mess with the shape of your nail, but to where it's thick enough to get into all those grooves between the striping tape and the foil. So on the middle finger and on the thumb, I did go ahead and add some rhinestones off camera. I did not record that part because I didn't, again, know how I wanted to place the stones and things like that. So here you can see me messing with these purple rhinestones. They're called Purple Majesty. I got all of this bling, or most of it, off of TikTok, and I am so thankful that I did. It just really made this set. So I wasn't going for like a full bling or an all bling type of nail set, but I did end up putting bling on every single finger. So yeah, I'm just going through and I'm laying out kind of how I would want the stones on the nail, and then you'll see how I apply them. Again, and this part I didn't use a lot of nail glue because I don't want the nail glue to squish out too much on the sides. Like, you want enough to where your rhinestones stick and stay in place, but you don't want so much where it's all hectic and too much is gushing out around it, because you will be able to see those bumps, especially even if you top coat over it. Now, the other thing that I do is after I have my bling placed, then I also go in and top coat around my bling, so that just kind of secures them even more. This Moravan rhinestone glue, I am almost out of it, so I actually have Macart rhinestone glue on the way. I've never tried that, but everybody raves about it, so that's another thing that you'll see me try. You'll see it in another little haul video here coming up. I did take advantage of the Amazon Prime Day deals, so yes, you will see everything that I got from that. I didn't buy a lot, but I did buy a few things that I've really been wanting for a really long time, and I figured I might as well get it or take advantage while it's on sale. And so anyway, I liked most of everything that I laid out, but then sometimes after you see it on the nail, it just ends up not looking like what you expected, right? So you might see me remove a few gems, or you might see some gems that were placed off camera or that I cut out because I didn't keep them there, so I didn't see the point of making my video extremely long or even longer. This is bling from the nail matrix, but I didn't advertise this bling in the video because as much as I love it, this was the last kit that I bought. So are these different, color AB stones. They're just really, really pretty. And the ones that I had, like on the bottom here, I wanted them to match the top. The other ones that you see off to the side on the right hand side, I didn't really like the thinner teardrop shape. I still like the bigger one on the bottom. And then these little kite shapes, I was just trying to fill in, like, okay, how can I fill in, the side or this point right here. So you'll see me do that next. And so I did remove the kites and those other little teardrop shapes. However, I cleaned those off and I saved those. A lot of people are like, you know, save their glitter or save every bit of acrylic powder, or I'm like a save all my bling type of girl, like it's save the bling for me. So I did clean those off with some rubbing alcohol and put them back in that box that you saw. And so I apologize for being a little bit out of frame here, but I'm just straightening up all of my rhinestones and making sure they're straight. And I do cure this for 60 seconds before I decide what I want to do next, because I like the placement of the stones here. So now you'll see me speed through doing the pinky. I went in with all of those little, not diamonds, what are those called? Not teardrops. I can't think of the name of them now, but I went in with 3 of those, and then I really liked the little teardrop shape on the bottom, so I did go ahead and add that since I had room, because if you have room, then why not add more bling? I'm a very bling type person, so yeah, it's just like I love bling so much. Anything that's shiny on a nail. I don't understand how people could honestly go without bling on a nail. Like, I always have to do something extra. Like, I can't just leave my nail set the way it is. But anyway, so yeah, so I did end up finding these little teardrop shapes, and it literally took me probably another half hour just to find 2 more of this shape. And so that's kind of why I don't like bling mixes, like rhinestone mixes, and then not sorting them, is because I really wanted this specific shape, and I was literally almost in tears because I was almost down to the bottom of my stones and I couldn't find a matching one for the other hand. And of course I had already cured the first finger or the first nail like this, and it's like, if I can't find a matching one, I was about to be really upset because I would have to find a way to take them off. And I had added all of these other little iridescent bling along the sides. Originally I was going to go in with the white or the AB jelly bling from the Nail Matrix, but they're all the same size. They're 4mm, and it was just a little bit too big, or bigger than what I wanted, just to accent these purple rhinestones. They're still very gorgeous and still very pretty, but I just very carefully go in with more rhinestone glue around the edges of these, and on the top, bottom, sides of everything. And you could just see, like, yeah, these 4mm stones were just a little bit too big still. And so I do take those off. And the other stones that I use, or the stones coming up next, are just stones that I've acquired through different bling kits, like especially those neon ones like next to it. All of those had these little rhinestones mixed with it. I had a Moravan kit, like the Moravan rhinestone glue that came with a lot of these iridescent stones. It comes with a bunch of different stuff in that. Yeah, it just, I take everything out of those like little, why can't I think of my words now? Like, I'm looking right at them. Those little pots that all of those little decorations come in, and I organize them separately or individually in like those 5D diamond painting storage, because I am like that. And like I said, when I want to find a specific kind of bling or a certain size, then I want to be able to find it, and I want it to be right there at my fingertips. I don't want to have to dig through a bunch of stuff like, oh, it might be here, it might be there, have different things stored everywhere. Yeah, just not a fan of that. So staying organized does help me, and I know exactly where it's at. I know what it's with. Like, I can remember, like, okay, I know it's in this area. So anyway, I do go in, like I mentioned, and I top coat around my rhinestones. And if you ever have an area where you have a bunch of rhinestones and there's just like a little space in between and you can't get your top coat brush in between there, then I just go in with a smaller brush and pull it through that little area, so that way everything is covered. And again, this just helps seal in your rhinestones a little bit further. So I apologize for the blurriness there, but I did want to show you that. So this is what everything in the finished look is looking like. I kept trying to think of things to add to this. This is what it would look like if I were actually wearing this nail. Just super cute and super gorgeous. And also in today's video, I left in the part on how I package, or how I keep my press-ons for now. I haven't really been up and running. My business wasn't really like popping when I was doing press-ons, which is fine because I wasn't really promoting it. I do plan on getting back into selling press-ons, but for right now, I just have fun making these videos, and I really wanted to use this bling, and one thing just led to another, and this is how the set turned out. So I really love this metal file. These peel and stick files are amazing, right? They're really sturdy, they're really solid. Unless you're really trying to bend it, it's not going to bend. And I have 100 and 180 on either side, just like you would a regular nail file. I go in, this is where I sharpen up my edges, where I take the bulk off the sides in case there is any from any gel polish or any top coat that might be extra or, you know, misshape the nails. Then I go in, I pick what color background. So these little cardboard cutouts are poster board that I got from Family Dollar. I just went in, bought some cheapo poster board. I'm trying to decide what color would look best with these purple press-ons, like what the background is. I always try to match the background with my press-on color, and I felt like this neon pink was it. It is really pretty once you see them on here. So then I just take my double-sided tape, and since these are my XXL tips, I actually use two separate poster board cutouts for each one, if that makes sense, because I always do extras for my press-ons. I do 20-piece sets when I'm just making sets in general, because I never know what sizes people wear, and I didn't make extras for this set yet, but I eventually will. But yeah, so I stack those on top of each other in the boxes that I use. Right now I just use like little not iridescent, but like holographic boxes, eyelash boxes, which is why they're so small, but honestly they fit perfectly in there, and it makes for easy shipping, so they're not shaking around, or if one does, you know, go wild and go crazy in the box, it's not rolling around in the package randomly somewhere. It'll still be in the box, like the eyelash box that I use. So I don't know. I was trying to think everything through. Like, if I were to receive this looking like, you know, like, I don't know. Anyway, so in the process, one of my rhinestones did come off. Now, the back of these hearts are actually shiny. So I did go ahead and I go in and I file and rough up, or not rough or file, but I buffed up the surface of the rhinestone glue. I actually kind of like that little ridge that it had there, because then when you go in and I add the rhinestone back on, it already kind of had like a little cup, I suppose, like where you can put the rhinestone, like you know exactly where it goes. So I did rough up the back. I don't want to, you know, file off the entire color off the back, because that's what gives off that iridescent look when you turn the rhinestone over. But I did go ahead and replace it and put it back on. The other finger did not do that with this rhinestone, so I don't know what was up with the glue or why it did not stick this one time, but I was able to fix it. And of course I did make sure that it did not come off, or I pulled on it a little bit. Of course I don't want to pull too hard, you don't want to rip your rhinestones off, but also having that little ledge there helps, like if you have longer hair or you have your hair down or you're trying to do something, it keeps things from getting caught on your rhinestones if you have something underneath of it, or if you have most of the bottom secured where there isn't any gaps. So yeah, I kind of like that as well. So after I get everything back on and going and smooth everything out, another thing I love about this rhinestone glue is that it cures with a non-tacky surface, so that way it just goes ahead, it goes along with your top coat that you already have on the nail. I fast forwarded this part of me putting it on the actual thing. So yeah, one set of these fits perfectly on these little cards. I absolutely love them, and I just am obsessed with this bling. Like I just really love it, and this nail set just turned out super cute. So I want to thank you again for being the best part of my channel and for watching. If you've watched this far, go ahead and subscribe. I do a lot of cool things, I try a lot of cool stuff, so I hope that you guys have a great day.